Yeah.
We're in a window.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's Equestria Daily panel.
Yeah!
Follow his example.
Yeah!
So, are you all having fun at the con so far? Awesome, awesome.
I hope you're ready to be sorely disappointed.
No, but
All
don't
goes
talk
downhill
about
from
yourself.
here. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so
You gotta set the tone.
my name is Gamilian. I'm the head of the European division of Equestria Daily, also the sole member of that division. So, and I am taking over panel hosting duties in Setisto's unfortunate absence today. He had to cancel at the last moment. So,
Don't worry,
So
we
no-
promised to talk about him a lot.
we'll be smack talking him today. So, no.
If it makes you feel any better, I've never met him either. As far as I'm concerned, he's still a very well-kept myth.
Well,
So-
Aqua, it's very, very simple. Let's see. I see there's one person here wearing a Trixie hat. Could you please stand up?
Honorary
There we go.
Seth.
You are
There
you are a Setisto
You're
today.
set for today. Congratulations.
Yes.
Direct all of your questions to him.
Yeah.
So, let's start with introducing all the lovely people next to me who are on EQD, starting with these gentlemen to the left of me.
I know I was sitting in the wrong spot.
Yes, you are.
Hello, everyone. I'm the illustrious Q. I'm Equestria Daily's IDW comic book expert and basically blog pony responsible for any and all news here for the IDW comic book series. So, that's basically what I do.
Yeah! It's always the one person. It's always the,
Who starts it off?
yeah. I like that.
Hi guys, I'm Pegasus Rescue Brigade. I'm that one guy on Equestria Daily that does random stuff here and there. Like over the years, I've done episode announcements, I've done episode follow-ups, I report on conventions, I used to do the writers' training grounds during season 5. What else have I done? I don't know. I've done all kinds of random things, but I'm not really tied to one consistent thing. But you'll probably see my post now and then.
I'm in a similar role. My name is Aquaman. I was a pre-reader for the fanfiction submission part of the site for several years. I've since moved on to working with the site at cons, kind of doing media stuff, whatever needs to be done. And as of the last couple of years, I've been started doing some episode follow-ups, and as of, what is today? July 9th, 2016, I haven't been fired yet.
Hi, my name is Sethisto.
No, that's him back there.
Oh,
Yeah, we
I'm
already have a Seth.
Well, we have a lot of Seths.
True.
My name is A Bag of Vicodin. I do a lot of the podcasts as well as editorials and just a bunch of other stuff on EQD, from news to episode follow-ups, et cetera, et cetera. I also used to write fan fiction as well as do fanfic readings. I'm really all over the place, but yeah.
Used to write fan fiction.
Yeah,
Took a break.
yeah, I took a break.
It happens. Hi guys, I am Masked Ferret. I am the token Canadian blog pony. And as same as Leon, I am the only Canadian on staff because, I mean, you already have one. Why do you need more? It's such a small country.
We're an equal opportunity employer.
I mostly do episode follow-ups, and my main job is behind the scenes stuff. I handle the pre-readers, make sure that the emails go out, make sure that nobody's being too mean, and that, you know, everybody actually gets the follow-up responses when they come out. That's about it.
All right, so this is basically going to be a Q&A panel. So if you have any questions for any of these people or about Setisto, then you can line up right in front of the microphone, right over there. And if there are any children in the audience, they have priority.
Yes, please. Children go
And
first.
just
Yeah.
because since we're a Q&A panel for like the entire hour and need to make sure we have enough content, a lot of us here are pre-readers or former pre-readers. So I guess
Yeah.
if you have pre-reading, like EQD pre-reader related questions,
Yep, those are also
not just
welcome.
like fan fiction questions in general, but specifically about getting it on EQD, you can also ask those.
Yeah,
secretly the
we can
pre-reader
answer
panel.
pretty much any question having to do with EQD. Like,
I mean,
we don't
other
need-
than, is Seth actually insane? Because
In
none
which-
of us are really sure.
Let us answer that for you immediately. Yes.
I can.
None of it's faked.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Put it that way.
Surprisingly,
Any
like,
Seth stories are actually true. We're not making them up.
yeah.
Oh yeah, actually, Leon has a couple of Leon, why don't you tell us about the Twilight Sparkle story?
Let's do that after a few questions. So, go ahead.
Just one real quick thing. Please make sure that you keep the questions PG. This panel is being videotaped.
Yep.
I'll remember you always.
Who's the most dramatic of the group?
Satisto.
Probably Seth. Yeah, he will come in one day and announce, "Oh my gosh, this is my new favorite pony," and then 3 hours later, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe I like that pony."
Yeah, I have my moments too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that.
It's rare that it's a pony now. He's on to bats.
Yeah, he's on to bat pony.
Yeah, I mean, they don't count.
Oh, them's fighting words.
Vicodin, shots fired.
It depends what you mean by dramatic, though. Like,
Yeah.
if you're talking about actual, like, fandom drama that gets people upset, Seth is actually really good about being very cool about that, which is one reason that EQD works so smoothly.
Yeah. But
He really has established that kind of attitude of all, so we really try not to stick our noses in anything.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of things that we've either held off of posting or that we've known about in advance and kind of wanted to hesitate on because more so than being necessarily the first person to report on something, we want to be the first site to report on it responsibly.
and accurately.
Yeah, we don't want to leak things. We don't want to ruin good relationships that we have with a lot of organizations that are involved with and work around the show. So that's how we've maintained those kind of bonds and partnerships that we
Yeah.
have, is we're just careful about that kind
If
of
we mean like emotionally dramatic, it's also Seth is surprisingly uptight when you meet him in person, but on Skype he's a nightmare.
He's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
And I
he's
mean,
so silly.
I think all of us get kind of dramatic when we're doing follow-ups. It's,
Yes.
oh my gosh, I have 100 images and I have to compress it down to 30 and I can't make any captions.
Yeah, I know. I had a follow-up that I did naturally that was published like a minute before the time, like at 11:59. I was like, done, and I was so happy. Next question.
Which one of you has been working with Equestria Daily for the longest?
Satisto has been there since the beginning.
Yeah,
Oh,
Seth-
right.
I mean,
But,
which
like,
one
out of
of
us
us on the
here-
Out of us here,
It might be me. It's
it's probably you,
well,
yes.
I think it's you.
Yeah.
including pre
counting pre-reading, yeah.
Yeah, you Aqua.
Yeah.
I'm the newest.
Yeah.
So.
Who's been a blog author the longest? Might actually be me. Wow, we're all
Yeah.
new people here. If I'm the
Yeah, we're all
kind of
relatively.
the new
We're like
faces.
a
Send all
year
the
or two.
interns to the con.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, the old guys are Serial and them who aren't around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the first ones who joined were Satisto and Serial Velocity.
Yeah.
They're hiding.
Well, and to be fair, like most of them live on the West Coast, so we represent, with the exception of Leon, I believe, a lot of the East
I'm the
Coast.
furthest east.
Well, I'm West
Very
Coast.
east.
I'm California.
Yeah, he's in
you're-
San
you're a
Diego.
nerd, though.
Oh, okay. I guess
That's
that.
that's not even relevant. I just felt like I wanted to.
Oh,
remind you.
okay.
Just needed to assert your frat boy cred.
Yes, you do look like you can throw me in the dumpster.
Yeah, for sure. This is some frat boy cred right here.
Over the course of the series, the season that held the title of Best has changed a lot. Right now, I think season 6 holds that title, yet I don't think it's going to have an episode as good as Crusaders of the Lost Mark. So my question for you guys is, what is your favorite episode and your favorite season?
Shall we
Oh
start
my
from
God.
Ferret and then go all the way over here?
So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna fight.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a big old argument.
I thought the analysis panel was over there.
Yeah, exactly. My favorite episode has to be Super Speedy Cider Squeezy because I'm a huge fan of musicals and I love the music bands. So Flim and Flam were just my absolute heroes. Favorite season? I have to say I think 6 is probably the solidest one I've seen so far.
Yeah, I agree there. That's why I like it the most. It's been the most consistent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's probably Crusaders of the Lost Mark, just because Diamond Tiara's in it. And she's the best character ever created and conceived. Objectively, by the way.
Yes, no bias at all whatsoever.
And then I actually liked season 5 a lot. Season 5 and 4 are pretty up there, but season 6 is also pretty good. But season 5 just had a lot of. It had Weird Al. It had Crusaders of the
No, that
Lost
was
Mark.
Weird Al was 4.
Oh, it's 4?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
season
God.
4.
And you call yourself EQD.
I'm disqualified from being up here, I guess.
He is old. His memory's
go
going.
Yeah, my memory is gone. Yeah, that.
Well, you stole my answer almost verbatim,
Yeah.
Yep.
complete with the Diamond Tiara part.
Well, duh. She's best character for a reason.
So I might.
That's debatable. She's in top 10 because of Crusaders of the
I
Lost
mean,
Mark.
I'm up here, so that means I'm right.
Yeah,
Keep that up, you won't be up here for long.
Better than Luna.
Just kidding, bro. I love you.
Wow.
See,
Take
I
off
told
the
you
boxing
this is
gloves.
Yeah, we were gonna fight. Go ahead, bud.
All right, PRB, what's your favorite app?
My turn?
Yes. No, go for it.
Let's see. Well, as far as favorite episode, I like Derpy a lot. Okay, so kind of by default, Slice of Life becomes my favorite episode because of the volume of Derpy in that episode.
Yeah.
And
He
as
still
for
doesn't know what went wrong.
favorite season, I think season 5 because Slice of Life was definitely not the only gem in season 5.
Yeah.
Crusaders of the Lost Mark they already mentioned was fantastic, and was that one with the smooze in season 5?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that one was
Oh,
Make
great.
new friends, but keep Discord.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Season 5 was just
So
good
happy
all
they brought
around.
the smooth
Yeah.
back.
He's a little derpy thing, like the
He's
smooth. He was
awesome.
adorable.
Okay, so let's see. What's my favorite episode? I think I'm going to say my favorite quote from that episode and see if anyone here in the audience can guess. Twists and turns of my master plan. Didn't find the elements back where you began.
Yeah, this dude loves Discord like a lot.
Him and me routinely compete for Discord episode follow-ups.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a standing dibs on all Discord episodes for follow-up. So
Yeah, that's what you think.
Although ironically, I personally think that Return of Harmony is the weakest of the premieres.
Boo.
I mean,
The fight continues.
he's up here and you're not.
Yes, but I doubt you'd be up here if it weren't for us down here.
What's up, Leon?
I have to go with, I don't know, Amending Fences probably.
Yeah, that's a good episode.
Yeah, that's solid.
It resonated with me. I'm a sad loner. No, sorry. No, yeah, Amending Fences, or another one I really liked was, I think the season 2 finale, Canterlot Wedding. That's the one
Yeah.
I also really like.
That's a classic.
Yes.
So between those two, Amending Fences or Canterlot Wedding, and season 5 is still the season I like the most of season 2 and 5. So
Yeah, the recent
season
Christmas
5, Amending Fences is what I'll go for now. All right, next question.
Has there ever been something that has got you all angry with one another, and if so, what was it?
We routinely
Well,
argue over
have
Best
you
Pony.
seen our favorite pony discussions on Skype?
Best Pony is a regular fight.
Discussions is a generous word.
Yes, that's very diplomatically.
No, but
I like to upset PRB a lot. Just
You're not very good at it though.
Oh, well, because, okay, so I met PRB like 3 years ago, and we just kind of had the relationship where I just keep bugging him, and it was funny, and then he got used to it, and then it became not fun anymore, so I had to find someone else. So it became Seth, and then Seth became too crazy to understand my trolling, so I have to like find a new person now.
He
So-
finds me a lot, just coincidentally.
Yeah, I mean,
Actually, I have a
but-
story like I almost had. It was almost a real life, like somebody thought I was going to fight them.
Yeah.
It was the first time I met Serial. It was over at Everfree a couple years ago. And because I'm an idiot, I demagnetized my hotel key before I even got to the room, so I had to go down and get a new key. And I just bring the guy up with me, and while I'm walking down the hallway, I see this guy at the end standing outside our room. And I just assume it's Serial, which was correct. It was him. Serial had no idea who I was. He had never seen me before. All he knew was there was this guy, 6'4", built like an athlete, who just pulled out a key and let him into his room. And he was really like, I was ready to call the cops. I didn't know who you were. I didn't know what the cops would have done.
Yeah.
So
Lost.
also, just to mention quickly, this is Couch Crusader, who is fashionably late.
And who just tried to sneak in very, very
Yeah.
quietly. Didn't think we noticed, did you? Did you,
Couch, why don't you introduce yourself now that you're finally here?
I'm Couch Crusader. I write episode follow-ups on Equestria Daily and some other things I can't quite remember.
To be fair, Couch is late because he was at a press conference doing actual work for the website, so
Yeah.
he has a completely legitimate excuse.
Yeah, show us all up.
yeah, what's,
actually, so we should probably keep going with questions.
yeah, what's
Right
up?
up.
All right.
Hello, I'm a really long fan of Equestria Daily.
Thank you.
My question is like, since like, like, you know, it's always been ponies and stuff, and then you guys started adding like Steven Universe and anime.
Yeah.
I always get, I'm kind of like
Have you ever like blogged like the wrong thing to the wrong website?
No.
No.
No,
Yeah,
thankfully
no.
the specific story behind that is there was a guy who's kind of been associated with the site for a while who kind of did spin-offs, kind of his own volition. So I think Cal Payne was the one who started the Steven
Yeah,
Universe.
Cal Payne started
Yeah.
Beach City Bugle.
I think
Yeah.
Alex started
Destiny Daily.
Yeah, Destiny
Yep.
Daily, which may or may not have died an ignoble death. Not his fault.
Oh.
But they're not all necessarily on the same platform, and not all of us have posting capacity on all of the sites.
Yeah.
Like I have posting capacity on Equestria Daily, but not on any of the other ones, so it's impossible for me to make a mistake.
Yeah, I posted a few things on Destiny Daily, and then I just moved to EQD. So there's really no confusion.
Thankfully.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Hi,
What's
hi.
up?
Big fan of the site.
That's good. We
I was
hope.
wondering,
I'm sorry. Who are you?
Oh yeah.
I'm nobody.
Yeah.
I'm no pony. What can I do to get my work featured on your site?
Well, your best bet
How
is
much money you got?
You'll probably have to send stuff through the pre-readers first. We're
Yeah.
gonna have to make sure it's of an appropriate quality to be published.
Yes,
Okay.
actually.
The nerve of you, really.
And I have a second question. I know that's not allowed, but where is Seth?
Asleep.
He's home.
In his own dimension.
Okay,
No,
because
Seth doesn't go to bed. He's not asleep.
Yeah, he's in bed right now.
I'm going to be auctioning off something in the charity auction. I'm going to be auctioning off a dedication in my Trixie book.
Oh.
So,
Oh my.
I was kind of hoping he would be here.
Oh, he's
We're
going to be
sorry.
disappointed when we tell
He had to
him.
cancel last minute, so.
We'll tell him and see if he'll
Yeah,
wire me
certainly
money.
send him a
I was
message
going to say,
now,
well,
we
proxy
can make
bid
this
for him.
work.
All right, thanks,
So,
guys.
for those who don't know, that is Jiren Barrow, the writer of the MLP books.
Yes.
Hi.
You're very awesome. Thank you for everything.
Just stop by to say hi, even some Dippin' Dogs.
Well, thank you
Yeah.
for joining us.
Sorry for the wait.
Have a great panel.
Now get out of here.
Hey, who's your guys' favorite author for My Little Pony?
Definitely not Jiren Barrow.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to say GM Barrow, right?
Just kidding, we love you.
I messed up.
I like this guy, like Black and Red Alicorn X01X.
Yeah, I believe so.
I like this evil dude. I think his name's Bad Horse or something. I don't know. He writes pretty good stuff, though.
All right, let's go to the next question.
What's up, dude?
So is Equestria Daily staffed 24/7? And when you guys post, is it by you and only you, or is there someone else sort of in the background that may sometimes post in your name?
It's mostly it's mostly Seth who does and Cal Payne who do like the main posts that appear daily, like Draw Friends, the discussion posts. Those are always posted by those two, and the rest of the crew actually just chimes in whenever they need to, whenever an event is taking
We're
place.
not sharing accounts, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, we
Like,
have-
If something gets posted and says posted by Pegasus Rescue Brigade, that was me. That's not something.
We have pretty huge quality control over all of our posts. Like, I had people look at my stuff just because I'm very, not very confident about it for the first like 3 times, and then you easily just figure out how to do a post.
Every now and then, the great and powerful Trixie will sneak a post onto the site, and we still haven't really figured out how she does it.
Yeah, that's true. She's a ninja.
She's like hacked into the system. I think she's hiding in the air duct, maybe, in the building.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's got
I sneak
somewhere.
posts on occasionally. They haven't caught me yet.
Well, now we have.
Yeah, now we know better.
So there is at least one person pretty much staffing 24/7.
Yeah.
then?
Yeah,
almost always
it's
somebody.
usually Seth or Cal Payne. They have a similar sleep schedule, but a significant amount of us have different sleep schedules because of time zones.
Yeah,
I'm on the
and our
Western,
work.
everyone else is on Eastern.
There is
so.
a lot of automation that goes into particularly like the Draw Friends and posts that are consistently posted every day. I know Seth has a widget that kind of trolls a few different sites and pulls images out. It's pretty good. There's only been a couple times we'd have to go out and like retroactively take an image out. But once a post goes up kind of late at night, like the nightly discussions, I think those are generally the close of business day, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then after that, like the morning stuff will be what starts us up again on the normal schedule.
And it really just helps that Seth and Cal Payne are able to knock out about like 5 or 7 of those posts at one time, and then they just use Blogger's scheduling utility to kind of post them on the hour. They don't actually sit there at their keyboards hitting post at the top of
Pretty
the hour.
much everything is scheduled. Like 99% of the posts.
Although a few times, whoever does the morning discussion, sometimes that person you forget sometimes. That's the one I mainly rely on.
That's Seth.
Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Oh, it's this guy.
Hi there. Yes, it's me. So my question really pertains because you guys are episode analysis. Is there a particular pony that you believe we should be seeing more of? I mean, personally, I feel we need more Sakura in our lives, but is there a particular pony that you believe is not really utilized as much as they could be?
Diamond
or
Tiara?
we need to see more of?
Discord.
I mean, if any of the writers are in the room, I will happily send them a Diamond Tiara episode side series Matrix crossover script.
You were like 5 minutes too late with that. She was right here at the microphone.
Oh yeah, huh? I messed up. Again.
I definitely agree. I think Sakura needs a lot more love because she's such a fascinating character. But I'd also love to see some more of like the background characters like Lyra, Minuet, Twinkle Shine. I think they were a lot of fun too, and I really like how they're fleshing them out.
Yeah.
Like Minuet is completely different from how the fan had interpreted her.
And let me actually completely seriously agree with Vike on the Diamond Tiara front there. I know, like he's not kidding about the fan script, unfortunately.
I know, Josh April already said no.
That whole cast of characters, particularly I know the CMC generally get their normal 3 or 4 episodes a year. Diamond will apparently show up, once or twice. But that whole dynamic, especially now that it seems to have pretty dramatically changed, she's only, I think, shown up once in a cameo this season so far, and I'm still really interested to see how their entire relationship has changed at this point, because I'm sure it can't possibly be the same as it used to be, and I'm not sure what role exactly she might play in their development, and I'm not sure what their development even looks like at this point, because they've already hit their major milestone. They've hit the thing that is their namesake. So whatever they go into, I just can't imagine that they're gone for good.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Trying to think. Can't think of anybody lately that I feel like we really need to see more of.
You want to see more Derpy, I'd imagine.
What?
You want to see more Derpy, I'd imagine.
Well, yeah, but we're just trying to go beyond just the best ponies.
Oh, I didn't know that.
If you want me to be completely honest, I think the first half of season 6 was kind of saturated with Rarity, so I'd rather see a little less of her in the second half, because she's already had 4 episodes out of 12 or something.
Well, it's a very good thing that Cyril isn't here, because he probably would have slapped you for that answer.
And also because we never had any Rarity episodes in season 3, so...
But it was cut in half, you see. So
I would probably have to go for Minuet because she's just so cheerful and bubbly. I love that. And but for the characters that are already recurring, probably Sakura too. So Sakura or Minuet, one of those two.
Thank you guys very much.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I submitted a fic a while ago that was about peacekeepers, and while nobody died or got maimed in it, I was told it was not family friendly, but then I check your submissions and lo and behold, you've approved a fic about Rarity playing Russian roulette and losing. So I'm wondering how you determine what's family friendly.
How long ago was that story submitted?
Like 2 to 3 years ago.
Okay, yeah. Last year, we revamped a lot of our submissions, and so changed and tweaked a lot of how the submission system worked. So, I mean, we also approved cupcakes.
Back when you had no standards.
Well, we approved cupcakes for a long time. Fall at Equestria was on the site. And as popular as it is, as much as it has a huge fan base, just even here represented at the con, it's by no means family friendly. And that's a sign of how much the standards have, a lot by necessity, evolved over the course of the site's history. So there is a point where certain things that would have made it onto the site before would not be accepted now.
I'm wondering,
or vice versa.
The problem was that this occurred within the space of a few days with no policy changes.
And at the same time, there's also the fact that different people are reading different stories. And as much as we strive for consistency among everybody, and we do try to get that stuff
almost impossible to be objective about such a subjective subject.
Yeah, it is something that, unfortunately, the only thing we can say about it is that it is unfortunate and that it is probably a slip up.
One pre-reader might approve something that another pre-reader wouldn't have approved. We have a set of rules, but we still have to, there's so many millions of different kinds of stories that we have to use our best judgment.
I'll go check my email and see what I can work on.
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, every pre-reader knows that they bring some sort of bias, recognized or not, into the pre-reading of a story. And we ask each other for second opinions all the time. And usually when that second opinion kind of comes through, that's when we can really solidify our opinion on their story. So, yeah.
And it's kind of an unfortunate reality of the publishing industry.
Yeah,
there is no perfect system, and it sounds like a cop-out, and what I like to phrase it as, it's more of an explanation of why the system is the way it is. It's not necessarily all the time consistent, and that is just because of the nature of you're going to have 5 different people looking at a story, and they could all have fairly similar, ideas of what's appropriate and what's good, but fairly similar is not the same as identical, and it's never going to be.
Yeah.
So within reason is what we strive for. Within reason, we want to have everybody be on the same page, and within reason, we want to have stuff that's appropriate for the site. The only issue with that is just human nature, essentially. There's only so much we can do with bringing in new people, asking second opinions, all of the stuff that we've mentioned, that's going to prevent those kind of, inconsistencies from happening.
Honestly, if you really feel that you've been given a really unfair deal, you're more than welcome. The email you got, you can reply to it and say, I would like to request a second opinion, or I'd like to have another pre-reader look at it, or, here's why I disagree with what you've said, and we'll certainly do our best to help.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, gentlemen and lady.
I'm an artist who has been very significantly helped out by the Draw Friend threads, and it helped with recognition and things like that. It impacted me very positively. So I want to ask you guys, what do you think is the biggest or most important impact you've had on the fandom or the Brony community as a whole?
Ooh. EQD has had?
Are we getting to toot our own horns here?
Yeah, like, do we get to brag?
You mean we're allowed to show off our egos?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
I can
You
only
wanna
speak
start,
about the
Coach?
site in general because
Yeah.
I did a lot of pre-reading, I've done follow-ups. In general, I haven't made a huge impact, I wouldn't say, with the exception of, I guess, probably being the most controversial follow-up writer on the site.
Well, we all have our own controversies.
Yeah, we all have our own, let's call it a style generously.
Yeah, because I started the Equestria Daily editorials, which are basically analysis videos in written form, and I got a lot of controversy for some of the ones I've written. But the amount of discussion that comes out of those, I'm really happy for, because that's what I wanted to come out of those. I wanted them to be more intricate discussion posts, because discussion posts are basically set as like, here's an idea, talk about it. And then, I'm very passionate about writing the characterization and stuff. I came from fan fiction before I got into EQD. So it's really nice to be able to see a bunch of people's different perspectives and have a lot of them be, different but also completely applicable. That's really fun. And just the fact that I can post to thousands of people, tens of thousands, it's all these people, there's too many of you. It's spooky.
So with me, Cal Payne runs these series of articles on the site every now and then called Tumblr Spotlights, and late 2014 he actually featured mine where I have Fluttershy as a spider and Rainbow Dash as a fish. But it's a real thing, I promise. But dealing with the site itself, I got my start early 2013 doing convention coverage. There was this one out in the middle of the godforsaken desert, crash and burn. Don't remember the name exactly. But yeah, covering panels and doing interviews, that kind of thing. That's kind of where I cut my teeth. And then later on, I moved on into episode follow-ups because they looked really fun, and I wanted people to tell me that I was right about an episode, so.
Oh yeah.
Hasn't happened yet. But
We love being told that we're right.
Oh yes, validate us, please. It's got to be, for me, I love being able to do the pre-reading stuff, which I still do on the side of blogging, because I love being able to share these stories that just have so much talent and potential written into them, and I love being able to say to, several thousand people, hey, this is a really good story, you should check it out, kind of thing. So that'd probably be, that's the big one for me, is just, having the authors just say thank you or giving them more exposure is just so gratifying.
So who here uses the mobile app of EQD?
There you go. There's
There we go,
Leon's
my
answer.
answer.
There's Leon's gratification.
Yeah, I use it.
He's the one responsible for the app. If you've ever
Yeah.
used it, thank him.
And he really makes it look pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hugh, you have an answer?
Let's see. What's the number one thing here that I'm really proud of that I've managed to contribute to the site? Well, has to be the interview series here that I've been working on with the IDW Comics staff.
Yeah, all of your posts are scheduled way ahead of time. You treat it the way we all should.
Well, if I get in, part of that has to do with the fact that I work
Yeah, you have
hours.
You have an ironclad schedule, and I respect that a lot.
Yeah, so I have to schedule my stuff in advance, otherwise it's not going to get done.
Yeah. You have an answer, Pebs?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really cool feeling, especially when there's something that you know is going to get a reaction from the fandom when you're going, I'm about to post this to the site that shows it to more people than anything else in the fandom. Like, I think I got to announce the official confirmation of season 5 a few years ago. And I remember being so excited to make that post because I knew everybody was going to blow up at finding out that that season was going to happen. And
Yeah.
it's just exciting to be able to do that.
Yeah, I had a similar feeling happen when I ended up posting the news that the Guardians of the Harmony toy line here was coming out.
Oh, yeah, that was
earlier last
explosive.
week. Yeah, that one there was like, I just sat down here and just read the comments and I'm like, my posts never get, what's that number again? 300 or so? It's like, hello, I've never seen that much discussion.
You've
on
made
my
it big
posts.
now. You're next is Hollywood.
Yeah. Thank you for your question, bud.
Thank you, and thanks for the help.
Of course, man.
Hi again.
Sorry, we should have had you come up front.
That's okay. Are there any ponies in the series you think doesn't have a good name that doesn't really relate to who they are? And if so, what would you rename them if you could?
Wow, that's a hard question.
Minuets always come across as interesting to me because, like, with the name Minuet, I would expect a music-looking cutie mark, but instead it's a clock. So I've always been kind of curious to know, like, more about what her story might be, that she has this musical name and a cutie mark that's totally unrelated to it, and, you know, hair that looks like toothpaste.
I think I wrote an editorial a while ago about how I didn't like that Stephen Magnet was a thing, like how it's actually canon, and I upset a few people, but I just thought it was so silly, the fact that it was like the YouTube subtitle system or something that made it actual, and then it's canon and slice of life. I'm like, sure, we don't have any dragon naming conventions, but Stephen Magnet.
Well, that's exactly why it worked.
Yeah, I guess that's the naming convention now. I hope the next dragon is named, you know,
well, he's a
David Butterfish or something like that. I don't know.
Well, he's a sea serpent, Vike. He's not a dragon.
Of course. Oh, how can? Okay, sorry. I'm being very racist.
Yes, you are. How could you?
Before Bulk Biceps had an official name, before he was officially Bulk Biceps in the show, there was a whole slew of fandom names that went around.
Yeah.
And to this day, I'm still really disappointed that Punch McSquat Thrust didn't stick. That was my favorite among the list, and that one disappeared into the ether.
I'm more disappointed that Snowflake didn't stick with his name.
Yeah, Snowflake was there too.
Snowflake was a good name, yeah.
Tiny would have been good.
Come on, Pegasus, you're up.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, sorry.
I'm trying to think, but I don't know if I really have.
You have one, Leon?
Let me give you some more time there.
Well, I think we can name one pony here that you probably have objection to having the name Muffins.
Oh yeah, huh? That happens.
I guess officially in the credits now, that's her name. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's ever going to call her by any name in the show, I don't think anymore.
Well, then again, I mean, like you have Mike Vogel. He used to be a VP over at Hasbro, and he's since like kind of stepped down to become a writer for the show as well as co-executive producer, of the movie coming out in 2017 rather. And when he was in San Diego last year for Comic-Con, he basically, gave the audience a knowing wink, saying like, "Yeah, we all really know what her name is."
Yeah. So
there is that. For me, you're letting me go off on a tangent here because I've always been a little bit leery of like adjective noun names or just like descriptive verb names, that kind of thing. Like tree hugger, for instance. Like what does she do? Well, she hugs trees. There's no complexity behind that.
That's an amazing name now.
I don't know. I mean, like give me names like Thunderlane or Cheerily or Scootaloo, Celestia. Like things that have a little bit of whimsy to them that aren't just like taken from the dictionary.
Okay.
My take on it.
That's a good way to look at it. You're wrong, but that's fine.
So what would you call Tree Hugger?
Tree hugger. Best character? I don't know. And then did you have another question?
Somebody was asking what couch size.
Okay. Oh, what'd you say?
Oh, well, there are kids here. I can't say.
Oh. Okay.
So my question is, what's the weirdest thing that Seth has ever done?
Oh my.
We have been waiting the entire panel for that question because we have so many stories.
Okay, Leon, do you want to start?
There are a few stories I can tell here because this is a PG panel, so I'll skip those. So what can I tell?
He got stung by a scorpion once. Do you remember that story?
Seth lives in Arizona where
All right, I have one.
Do you guys remember the scorpion story? Raise your hand. See, look.
Nobody remembers the scorpion story.
Okay.
I guess we have to tell the scorpion story.
So basically,
Scorpion story it is.
as Monster, as we mentioned, Seth on Skype is Seth. He's like really excited and weird and random, and he got stung by a scorpion like I think a year or 2 years ago.
2 years.
Yeah, and somehow he got worse. I don't know how, but he was like, he didn't go to the hospital. He was like, oh yeah, I just got stung by a scorpion, whatever, he could have died,
Tough
but
it out.
whatever.
Yeah.
And how? It was just weird.
So
My brain is shutting off just trying to imagine what happened. Like, it was honestly the weirdest thing ever. If I was in his house, I would have called the cops.
It was like he was drunk or high or something. He was just the stuff he was saying in the chat.
He just had no concept of his brain any more than he already did because he's a Trixie fan. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So
I love you guys.
We'll be having like a discussion about politics or something, and Seth will come in and go, I love ponies!
Yeah.
And then just leave again. And he will come in and just completely derail the entire conversation and leave. His big thing right now is bat ponies and how they need to trim their wing claws.
Yeah.
So we'll be
That's
sitting
been an
talking and
ongoing
hooking and
debate.
go,
That's been
poor
about
little
2
bat
weeks going
ponies,
at
they
this
need to
point.
trim their wing claws and nobody helps them.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about like a season 4 episode randomly, and then Seth comes in, he's like, I just brushed my teeth and they're all really shiny. And that was it.
Nightmare Nights 2013 was also pretty cool because we got to go into an evening party, and that was really the first time he ever had alcohol.
Yeah, like Seth, surprisingly, when you, like I mentioned, you see him completely chill. But then when he has a phone, like in his hand, he turns into like the Joker. I don't know what his deal is.
Yeah. Let's spare the details to keep this PG. So
I think we passed that threshold.
One more story to add to that.
Yeah,
I
we
think.
should still probably keep it that way.
Yeah, I have one more story to add to that. So we were at San Diego Comic-Con 2 years ago, and me and Seth are driving towards through the Arizona desert towards our next hotel, and it's a straight road, nothing's in the area, so I'm basically a bit concentrated on the road at the wheel, and Seth suddenly out of nowhere yells Twilight Sparkle on the top of his lungs. And so I almost jacked the wheel into the other lane. Luckily I didn't, but and I just, why did you do that? Why did you just yell that with a bit more swearing in there? And he just says, well, Twilight Sparkle is a fun thing to yell in the desert, and he just continues on his phone. Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah,
like that, but in a car at about 80 miles an hour.
I get this is the equivalent of setting off a firework and running away, but
Hang on.
I get this is the equivalent of setting off a firework and running away, but best pony.
Pinkie Pie.
Pinkie Pie.
Derpy.
Twilight.
Jack.
Let's all say it at the same time and then move on.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Twilight.
Pinkie Pie.
All right, we're done.
Oh dear.
Okay, wanted to say I think Equestria Daily is the backbone of the Brony fandom.
Aww.
And if there were no Equestria Daily, I don't think we would be here today.
I think somebody else would.
Yeah, we're pretty important.
I mean, I literally wouldn't be here. I have a press pass.
I think some people.
Yeah, I literally wouldn't be.
Well,
I'd still be here.
I like to.
I probably wouldn't be.
But yeah, thank
So, occupying these important positions, I was kind of wondering what the salary range is of these.
We get paid?
Yeah, I was about to say
They give us money now?
We get stock in Hasbro, actually. I think Season 8 is the Diamond Tiara sub-series. I've already overthrown the Vice President Game of Thrones style by chopping off his head.
Hey, PG.
By hugging him too much. There you go.
It works.
No, actually, I have a serious question, which is
what's up?
Which is that EQD, we all know it runs off advertisements.
Yeah.
I tried to place an advertisement, could not figure out how. Does that not work?
Leon, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, I'll take this one. So you want to advertise on the website?
Right.
As a post or as a general advertisement?
As the same banner advertisements, the way they do.
Then you would probably have to contact Satisto directly about it, so on his email. And there is on the website, there's near the submit button, there's a contact information, you can find advertisements, and that's the way to get it on there.
Are there not lots of people who want to advertise things to bronies? You don't have
For
a
some
process?
reason, strangely, there isn't. We just, when they want to advertise something like an announcement or something like that, they just use the blog post for that, or the nightly roundup, but we don't get much requests for banner ads, but you can...
Yeah, EQD is a Patreon. I
We have a
believe.
Patreon.
You can look at some of the rewards on there. I think that the bottom-ish rewards, of course, the ones that cost a lot, are the ones where you can.
You can
advertise. I think is the word. That's the word, right?
That's one of the options. Yes.
Yeah.
The polite way.
I'd look at the Patreon.
And to explain, the reason we have a Patreon is because the app itself doesn't have ads. So we found that we were kind of losing money on it and kind of went, okay, we need to be able to pay for, the site server and whatnot. Hey, let's do a Patreon and sell out.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
And
We only sold out a little bit. We sold out the minimum amount.
yeah. Thank
minimum
you.
wage
Thank you to
selling.
everyone, by the way, who supports the Patreon.
Yes,
you guys are really
so
cool.
much. It really does actually help keep the site afloat.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, him, the one.
So basically, we've already seen the Griffin Kingdom and how the dragons work.
Zebras, full stop. I answered a question.
Are there any
Seriously,
other
what are you drinking?
any other nations you want to see, like how the Diamond Dogs work, or how the Minotaurs work, or whatever? Like more interactions between those.
I want to
countries?
actually see Jackie Eckeston, actually proper, just not the front door.
I want to see Wacky Land. I'm sure Discord does something crazy when he's ruling his kingdom.
I want to see Saddle Arabia.
We saw a little bit.
His house and whatever.
We saw his house and the postman, who's probably flying there as a skeleton right now.
I made honestly, I wanted to see pandas in the show. I don't know why.
Because you play too much World of Warcraft.
Yeah, they're in World of Warcraft and they're awesome, and I want them in Pony, but I don't have any have any logical reason for them to be in there, so I just kind of have to write fanfics instead.
True.
There you go.
That's right.
There you go, we've
had pandas.
Yes.
Probably the one I would pick would actually be, even now, the Changelings. They're probably the only big villain left that hasn't either been directly dealt with or, I guess, reformed. So I don't know if I could predict them coming back. I could see it happening. I just feel like it's the only loose thread, the only big loose thread that I feel like they've left now that we're in season 6.
And then of course there's the people want to see more of the existing pony races that we've only seen a little bit. We mentioned the Bat Ponies earlier.
Yeah,
Although
Seth
some
wants
people
Bat
might-
Ponies so bad.
Yeah, Seth would be very happy if Bat Ponies appeared in the show.
Didn't he beg for him at the last con he went to?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, we should have mentioned that during the Seth question.
And people, of course, have been begging the staff since the beginning of the show for sea ponies to appear, but I don't know if that'll ever happen.
Well, I would like to actually see more of the Crystal
alright.
Empire actually developed, since we've kind of been there and it's kind of just been, window dressing for another main 6 adventure. It's what is the culture like of the Crystal Empire? What makes the Crystal Ponies different from the rest of Equestria? It's we don't have any of that answers other than, shiny.
Yeah, I wrote an editorial about that a while back.
What was that? Equestria Canadians?
All right.
Well, fair.
All right, so everyone in here remembers, during the season 5 premiere, when Fluttershy is trying to peek into Starlight Glimmer's cottage, and she's hanging on the underside of the eave there, right? Like a
Oh my
spider or something like that. You cannot convince me otherwise that she's not descended from a lineage of spider ponies, and they're out there somewhere in the Everfree.
And meanwhile, there's Gouch.
I knew you were going there. Thank you for your question, bud.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
I have 2 questions. If you could pick any of the siren characters from the second movie of Equestria Girls, who would be your favorite?
So wait, just real quick, what's Equestria Girls again? The name sounds familiar, I'm blanking. Anyway.
I have to say, I think Arya doesn't get enough appreciation. I think she was a really interesting character. And so I would I'd say probably she's the one I pick, because I feel like everybody's either oh my gosh, Adagio is amazing, or Sonato is so hilarious with tacos. It's in the credits.
Yeah.
Wrecked.
Sorry.
We're fandom people here, we know where to find the names.
Yeah. I'm partial to Adagio just because I like her color scheme.
I would actually pick Adagio as well, mostly because I kind of felt bad for her, because she was dealing with some, like, everyone deals with incompetent henchmen.
Yeah.
She had a plan, she was really motivated, and just couldn't get anything worked out. And
Yeah, we don't know what that's like at all.
Do her own thing.
No,
It'd
never.
be fun. She could handle herself.
I know I'm just going for the laugh situation, but the only one I really liked was Sonata, so I would want to see more of her.
Taco Tuesday.
Yep.
That's the meme, right? This is 2014.
Yeah, Taco
tacos
Tuesday.
in
Okay,
general.
I got to know the memes. I'm an EQD.
I just want to see a 5-minute one of those mini episodes that Hasbro releases every so often on their website here. It's like, I just want to see 5 minutes of Sonata and Pinkie Pie together, doing whatever.
gosh.
I don't care. I just want to see it.
I think the world would end.
Yeah, I think there was that like deleted scene where like Pony Pinky went into the EQG world and they like traded lollipops or something like that.
Yes.
I'm like that. If that's canon, my mind is blown.
Yeah.
Well, that's the blooper reel.
And none of the writers are going to answer. They're going to be like,
I probably have to go with Sonata as well. She stuck out the most of all the side characters.
and then the other question, it has to be like quick-ish.
My second question is, knowing how there's many ponies that never get their voices, one pony I could love to hear from would be Now Wacking's Vinyl Scratch voice. What do you guys
I kind
think?
of like Vinyl as a mute, to be honest. I
Yeah.
just think it's an interesting, like either that she can't speak or she just chooses not to. I think it's kind of an interesting quirk.
It's a very
But I
interesting.
will agree, No Whacking does a very good Vinyl
Yes,
scratch.
No Whacking is very talented.
Yeah, she's very skilled.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy that they had no acting doing that in the fan community at all. But I would have to agree with that. I do kind of like the fact that she's mute. As much as I was personally actually looking forward to hearing the voice, I was a little disappointed at first, and then I kind of thought about it. And this makes her, that doesn't have to be a fight about it. Like there doesn't have to be people who say, all right, now we're going to compare her to the fan voice. Which one's better? Which one's worse? Like it's just in the canon, she doesn't talk, and it both solves that problem before it starts, and it's something kind of creative for her to do.
Yeah, it makes her character unique. Yeah. Something that no other character that actually has a personality on the show has.
Yeah, that's interesting too.
That or she just listened to loud music too long and she's deaf. So
Thanks for your question.
Thank you for your question.
We'll take it optimistically.
I got a broad question and a more direct one. What are your plans to do with the mascots? And the second question is, are you planning on associating those mascots with individual posts?
Okay, so one of the first questions we got here was, what was anything that we've had to start a fight over? It was the mascots.
My gosh.
That's what it was. Yeah.
The mascots were a big fight.
6+ months to go from, hey, we should do mascots, to here are the mascots.
Yeah.
We argued
And it
over
was
everything
not like
from
we just
species
left it
to
alone.
gender to colors to hairstyle to cutie marks.
Here's another thing about Seth.
You name
Seth,
it, we fought about it.
Seth hates male ponies.
He
Irrationally.
feels that they have trash can noses.
Yeah, like had
Those
to
are
fight
his
to
words,
get
not
Rocket
mine.
It was
to be
such
a
a
thing.
it was such a hard fight just to actually get Rocketeer to be Spotlight's little brother. It's like, oh god.
And even when we finalized the designs of the OCs, and when we actually posted about them, we were like, wait, what about their personalities? And then we fought for another week or something like that.
I think originally too, we'd wanted Spotlight to be an Earth pony and Rocketeer to be a Pegasus, but for some reason when we pulled the trigger on the designs and everything, Seth sent in Spotlight as a Pegasus. So we have 2 Pegasi, and it was an accident. We're sorry.
Which I guess makes genetic sense, but it wasn't what we wanted.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Also, I apologize for Rocketeer's hairstyle.
We actually have plans for the mascots, but we cannot divulge them yet.
Yeah, we definitely want to do some stuff with them. We didn't want to just, toss them out, so here's some mascots and then forget about them.
Yeah, no, it's just...
exactly how it's going to be incorporated is somewhat up for debate at this point, because partially we're still fighting over it.
Well, another thing here is that Vicodin and I are actually working on a little side.
Yeah, we're working on a little thing that I'm very excited about.
Yep,
Yeah,
we
it
just
should be good fun.
need to get someone
What was
here
your
to
other question?
draw it.
The other question was, are you going to associate them with individual posts?
That falls under the category of we do have plans for them and we're not divulging them yet, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Thanks very much, though.
Thank you.
I feel like the staff right now.
I was saying,
I can neither confirm nor deny that our horse
That's the
website
sign.
has...
Now we've made it.
Ooh,
We're
Jake.
answering questions with, I can't speak about that.
Hey, Jake. No comment.
All right, next question.
What's up, dude?
I'm really excited to come here from Hong Kong after like 16 hours of
Oh,
flight.
wow.
Yeah. So
That's
first I want
dedication.
to say like a big thanks to the sites because this is like one of the main sources like where I got news for ponies because ponies is not like that popular in my country. And I'm also like I draw pony fan art and sometimes I got posters.
What country are you from, bro?
So Hong Kong.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
hear. Jesus.
So sometimes my art is posted in the website, and that makes me really happy. So I just want to know, like, how do you choose what picture you use for like the long discussions, or how do you pick the first picture for the draw?
That's all Seth.
That is completely Seth. Like sometimes he peels from the draw friend. Like a lot of times we'll just like go into Google image search or Derby Brew.
Yeah, we
something like that, and peel an image off of there. Every now and then, like if you send him an image in draw friend and he knows you and you say like, hey, make this the cover image, you could be completely joking. He'll do it anyway because one day Black Widow Fluttershy showed up there.
What we try to
Go
do
ahead. So I'm going to give you some secret information on Seth. If you draw a cute OC, a bat pony OC, a bat pony, or
Trixie.
Trixie, or our mascots, because we love our mascots, you'll most likely get to the front.
Or our
And
mascot.
also-
And give them socks, and maybe
Yeah.
give them wing claws. I don't know what his deal is.
Yeah, wing claws are just his thing right now. We don't know why, but yeah, he loves ponies and socks.
Yes. So there's your cheat sheet. Make all of those and ride that nepotism train to the top, buddy.
Thanks so much for coming out, man.
Yeah, but as for the rest of the posts here that aren't the draw friends or the discussion posts here, if it's news related here, we generally try to find a piece of art here or image that best fits the theme of the article where it's going on. For me, for instance, it's the covers for the comics or a piece of art from a piece of art here from one of the artists of the comics here that best represents them for an interview.
So I think we've got about 7 more minutes left. I think we can get through all these questions here, but we're going to have to move quick, all right?
Yeah, I'll rapid fire a few of them.
Okay. If you were put in charge of season 7 or generation 5, what would you do, and what's one character you would want more focus on?
We said rapid fire.
Sea ponies and Zikora.
Yeah, what we said.
All right, really quick. All right, so no one's going to take. I'll take over then. I would really love to see same universe, couple hundred years in the future. Main 6 is kind of these mythical figures, and then the elements being resurfaced and reused in, I guess, some different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Also, anything that has like Dragon Ball Z fights, more of those.
Another season 4 finale?
No, like literally Dragon Ball Z, like with the
okay.
Dragon Balls.
You know, 10 minutes to charge up.
No, 6 episodes. You kidding me? 10 minutes?
Well, we're creating a Kai version.
All right, guys, next.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
If you were to take all the Equestria Daily posts and just file them, what percentage would just be Seth's Trixie posts, and does he have a Trixie shrine?
99.9%, I believe.
That's way overestimating.
We can either conform or deny the existence of a Trixie shrine. None of us have actually seen it.
Although honestly,
Probably about 25% or something like that.
Seth has also fallen in love with a certain handful of OCs too. Like
I know.
Trixie's not his only one.
Yeah, we're also
anymore.
not. I'm not going to say which ones, but it's not hard to figure it out.
No, it's not. Just keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Be able to
Thank you
figure
for
it
your
out.
question.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, pink OCs.
Hi, so I've been a regular reader of Equestria Daily since season 1, and so it's been changing and changing over time.
Neither have I.
And you have so many different posts that come and go. Like we saw the emergence of story updates, and music has changed so many times. Can you give us any background insight into kind of like what goes into those changes? Like, are there any like big culture shifts in the staff that like make these sorts of things necessary, or anything like that?
Well, the editorials started when Vicodin joined the staff.
Yeah, I started the editorials, and we got We Are Borg to do a few of them as well, and I kind of just stopped doing them because of real life issues, but I'm going to be doing them most likely when the hiatus is over. My first few editorials were interesting just because I was way more blunt than I should have been in a lot of my stuff. Because I think, should I tell the Applejack parents joke?
No.
No? Okay.
No, that's not PG.
Oh, it is inside. But yeah, I put a joke that I shouldn't have, and then I took it out, and that's basically what happened. I was very mean.
Great story.
Yeah.
Definitely, a lot of stuff crops up because somebody comes and goes, hey, I have an idea to do this.
Yeah.
And so and that person will handle it and start doing it. That's sort of how like Napa Remo started, and again with the editorials and the nightly and daily morning discussions and whatnot, was somebody went, hey, this sounds like a cool idea. I'm going to do it.
Reskinning the pre-reader process as well, that was something that Couch and I primarily undertook a couple years ago. It was mostly, we kind of noticed a lot of animosity that was coming from primarily a lot of inconsistency that we had, both with response times and with the level of response people were getting. So we wanted to make that a lot more uniform and at the same time be a little more forgiving of people who were submitting multiple times. So that came with things like getting rid of the 3 strikes rule and kind of making it a little more consistent what kind of stuff you could expect a year and how long you could expect to wait before you heard something.
Yeah, because we're all very critical of each other's stuff too. Like, we don't read everything that each other have done, but there have been moments where we'll be like, hey, can you like just look at this and let us know? Like, I've thrown my editorials at pretty much everyone on this table.
And with regard to the pre-reading process overhaul too, and this has kind of only escalated as the years have gone on. I know you, by the way. Yeah. But what we get is not that we have to send away a lot of stories that are bad per se. Like, a lot of stories out there that we get aren't bad. It's just that they aren't particularly like doing anything either. So that's why, like, before this overhaul, you would see like lots and lots of detailed notes on grammar and stuff like that, because like, hey, that's what we can be objective on, which please no one, really. So
Yeah.
I mean, like, 90% of the time we sent people feedback, we didn't hear back from them, so that's why we kind of just said like, hey, you know, like, we aren't accepting your story right now. We're not saying why, but let us know if you have any questions, that kind of thing. And I think it's been more stable since.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we got 3 minutes.
Speed round.
All right, here's a quick one. I've been asked to ask this, but what's y'all's thoughts on Sweet Velvet?
Oh.
She's a pony, all right.
Yeah, she's a pony.
She's debatably a pony.
I can neither confirm nor deny the existence of Seth's love of that terrible character.
Oh, no.
I'm kidding. She's adorable.
She's made by like a 17-year-old Mexican girl. Don't insult
She's
her.
like 17.
right.
Yes, it's this like 17-year-old Mexican chick.
If you're watching this, creator of Sweet Velvet, I'm sorry.
We love you. Anyway.
She actually is kind of cute. I'm just not at a Seth tier.
I was wondering if there was any rhyme or reason to whether or not a PMV will get its own featured post or be part of a simple compilation.
It's whatever makes the most sense to Seth.
Mostly, he actually talked with me about this a while ago. It's basically making it more than just the scenes and the music. So custom animation, using Photoshop, stuff like that. Like, the more that you basically make it its own
The
thing.
more stylized and polished,
Yeah.
the more likely we'll make it its own post. And
But
we'll
that-
often get videos where we'll Seth will post it and go, hey, do you think this should be in the compilation or should this
Yeah.
have its own solo thing? And we'll kind of, compare it to other things and go, okay, yeah, this deserves a solo or no put with everything else.
Yeah, it's mainly not just doing a PMV, like a regular one. It's got to
Yeah.
be really pretty
It has
now.
to really stand out.
Yeah.
It's got to be pretty.
Seth at one point employed a group of pre-listeners to help go through some of that stuff for him, but apparently there was so much internal drama that he disbanded that group.
Yeah.
So it's mostly just him.
They went nuts.
Shh, don't air our dirty laundry.
Are there any characters that you feel have completely redeemed themselves, like Sunset Shimmer, Starlight Glimmer, Discord, Diamond Tiara? Are there any
all of
those
them.
that you feel have completely redeemed themselves in any way, shape, or form?
I feel all of them have.
I would say, I think
I
definitely
think
the
the
guys
key
who
is
listed
completely
have.
redeemed themselves. I would honestly put only Sunset Shimmer up in that category.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because completely redeemed, I think, is a step above like just having turned things around.
Yeah, acknowledge
Like, all
that
of those
they
characters
need
you
to
mentioned have
change.
turned things around, and they're certainly on the path back.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Sunset Shimmer at this point has been a good character longer than she's been an evil one.
Because we had all of Rainbow Rocks based around.
And in the fourth movie, whenever that comes out, I'm sure she's going to be the same.
Well, I also feel like
she's
this.
officially part of the good main cast.
I also feel like Discord's completely redeemed because he already had his betrayal story. So if they do it again, it's going to be very redundant.
Well, the thing is that
Well,
Discord's still a jerk.
He's
My-
just trying to learn how friendship works.
But my point is that he's redeemed, but he's still Discord. That's
Yeah, he's
like
still
my
a
point.
jerk.
Yeah.
So to close things out, we're going to fight some more.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thanks very much.
All right. So thank you everyone for joining the panel today. And we hope you have a further remainder of your con.
Yeah, enjoy your con, guys. Thanks for coming down. We love you all.
Except you.
Except you.